Perform each exercise as well and as controlled as possible for the full duration of 1 minute. Number of repetitions are irrelevant. The important thing is how much effort you manage to get out of the muscle. I'll keep a timer and move you on to the next exercise at the end of each minute. First, we'll start with a forward lunge. Land on your heel, but land softly. You're aiming to catch yourself with your knee above your ankle to make sure the glute of your front leg is doing most of the work to catch your weight. You're carrying momentum forwards and alternate left and right. This is the halfway mark. Keep a slow and steady pace, always trying to get as much effort out of the buttock of your front leg as possible. Last few seconds, just enough time for another 2 or 3 lunges. Next, the first single leg exercise. Stand on your left foot about 2 feet or 40 centimeters away from a wall or an immovable object. Push your right foot back into that wall and bending mostly through the hip, very little bend in the knee, reach down towards your ankle. When you reach there, keeping your knee above your ankle, push your heel into the ground to help you stand up again, to return back to the start position. Hinge at the hip, reaching down towards your ankle, push heel into the ground to stand up again. You should feel the buttock of your standing leg working really hard. Continue this exercise for another 30 seconds. You have just enough time for 2 more repetitions. Push through the heel. Next, you're going to move into a push-ups position with your hands and feet both at shoulder width. From here, lift your right foot just a few inches off the floor, but maintain the width. You're then going to lower yourself down to a plank on your elbows, leading with the left arm first, and then push off with the left arm from a plank to get back into a push-ups position. Place your hand where the elbow was. Lower yourself down to a plank. Push off one arm at a time to get back into a push-ups position. Tight abdominals, keep your torso as stiff as possible so that your hips sway side to side as little as you can. Halfway mark, try to keep moving at the same steady tempo. Remember, keep your feet wide and one foot slightly off the ground. Right foot off the floor, lead with the left arm. Last few seconds, you might be able to fit in 1 or 2 more. Now moving on to lying on your back, hold your right leg out straight as you can, pushing your heel away from you, and your left leg knee bent so the ankle is next to the knee of your right leg. Keep your foot flat, but push mostly through the heel to lift your hips. Spend as little time with your bottom on the floor and hold a 2-second squeeze of the glute muscle at the top. Again, at the halfway mark, keep a slow, steady, consistent pace. Foot stays flat, but most of the effort through your heel. Clench the buttock hard as you can at the top for 2 seconds. Slowly down, touch the floor and lift again. Last few seconds, maybe time for 1 or 2 more repetitions. Turn over to lie down on your front. Reach your hands as far forward as you can, stretching like you're diving into a swimming pool. And then make as big a circle as you can with your hands, pulling your arms down to the side of your torso, externally rotating the shoulders, pointing your thumbs to the sky. As you do this, pull your shoulder blades together, unshrug, but look at the floor just in front. Take a deep breath out as you reach forwards as far as you can. Hold on to a thumb to help you reach forwards. And then big circle, pulling your hands back. Point your thumbs to the sky. Squeeze shoulder blades as hard as you can while breathing in. Slow, steady pace. Focus on the range of movement you can achieve, not necessarily the pace for repetition count. At the end of the minute, take a short break, a sip of water, and we'll move on for a second circuit. Now repeating a second round of those exercises, starting with lunges. Lunging forwards, landing on your heel but land softly, knee above your ankle, feel the buttock doing the work to cushion your landing. Taking momentum forwards, using the glute to catch you on the way down. The knee doesn't have to touch the floor, but you want to take the momentum forwards to give the glute of your front leg some work to do to catch your body weight. Lean into the front leg, halfway through keep the same steady pace. Landing on your heel, looking for the glute to do the work to catch your body weight. Just a few more seconds. Last 2 lunges. So the first isolating exercise for the buttock, this time pushing your left foot back into the wall or immovable object. Keep your knee above your ankle, slowly hinge at the hips to reach for your ankle in front, and then gradually pushing heel into the ground to stand you back up to your start position. Slow, controlled, try to aim for the same sensation in the buttock as you had in the first round on the other leg. Slow, steady pace, don't allow any momentum whatsoever, no bounce to get into the exercise, because momentum is effort the muscle needs to be doing. Look for the fatigue in the muscle. Halfway through, slow, steady tempo, trying to make a mind-muscle connection. Engage the buttock as hard as you can. Use it more than the exercise requires. There's very little importance in numbers and counting repetitions. A lot of importance in the intensity that you can work up to. Just a couple more seconds. And on to the next exercise. You're going to be in a push-ups position. Hands shoulder width, feet shoulder width. This time your left foot slightly off the floor. Lower yourself down to a plank position and push off again, leading with the right arm. Try to place your hand where the elbow was. Try to keep your feet shoulder width. Brace your abdomen, tighten your abdominals, belly button in, keep your hips as still as you can. Sway side to side as little as possible. You'll always sway a little bit, just resist that as much as you can. Halfway through, try to maintain the same pace. Work through this discomfort, through the fatigue. Hand where the elbow was, keep pushing. Abdominals should be getting very tired now. Last few seconds, maybe time for 2 more repetitions. Now moving on to lying on your back. Have your left leg out straight, just slightly off the floor. Push your heel as far as you can. Your right foot next to your left knee. Keep your foot flat, but put most of the effort through your heel to lift your hips off the ground. Spend as little time with your bottom on the floor, but spend 2 seconds clenching the buttock as hard as you can when your hips are at the highest point. Push foot into the floor to lift your hips. Try not to think about lifting your hips, that happens anyway. Just think about pushing into the ground. You want to direct the effort as low down the body as possible. You don't need your lower back to do much work here. If you feel your lower back doing some work, tighten the abdominals, tilt your pelvis as if to crunch your abs, and keep pushing foot into the ground. Try to maintain a consistent, steady pace. Try not to slow down because of the fatigue, because of the tiredness or burn in the muscle. Try to keep working through that discomfort. Last two. And then you're going to lie down on your front. You're going to make big circles with your arms. Reach forwards as far as you can. You can hold your hands or thumbs to push forwards. And then make the biggest circle you can, pulling the shoulders back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together as you point your thumbs to the sky. You want to look at the floor just in front of you. Maybe the front of the mat or the ground just in front. Slow, steady pace, trying to achieve the biggest range of movement possible. If you can, when you pull your hands back towards your hips and point your thumbs to the sky, try to unshrug the shoulders. Lower the shoulders, engage muscles under your shoulder blades to squeeze back. If you feel your lower back getting tired, don't arch off the floor so high. Keep your chest a little lower. Last few seconds, time for just one more, and leave it there. So this session was for a minute for each exercise. There was plenty of time to work the muscle really well. But for the next session, if you feel you can handle a little bit more, take 1 minute and 10 seconds, 1 minute and 20 seconds, and see how much effort you can draw from the muscle. The harder the muscle works, the better the result.